Good morning, everybody. Today, I thought of pick one video on profit statement using absorption costing and marginal costing. This is one of the bit of a challenging area for students at beginning level who studying costing. So, just thought of enlighten the basic concepts behind how we prepare such profit statement using both methods. I am Mohammed Aashikkhan, the Managing Director of Global Business School operating from Sri Lanka and providing services internationally. We mainly cater for ACCA, CIMA and other accounting disciplines locally and internationally. So, let's pick one example and we will discuss the topic. Yeah, this is the question that I'm planning to discuss. Yeah, this is the question here. So, GMR Trading manufactures handbags with recycled leather and each unit is sold for $58. The financial year of JMR Trading starts on the 1st of April every year. Production and sales data for each of the first 3 months of the financial year 2019-2020 are as follows. Sales in units actual 4,800 units, 5,000 units and 7,600 units. Production in units actual 5,400 units, 4,800 units and 8,000 units. Budgeted cost information for each month. Production cost. Direct materials 2 square meters at 4.2 per square meter. Direct labor 2 hours, 10.25 hours per hour. Variable production overheads are 50% of the direct labor. Actual cost information. Fixed production overhead 12,000, fixed selling overhead 22,500. Sales commission 10% of the sales value. There was no opening inventory at 1st April 2019. Fixed production overheads are budgeted at 120,000 per annum and are absorbed into products based on budgeted normal output of 60,000 units. Prepare a profit statement for each of the 3 months using absorption costing principles. Prepare a profit statement for each of the 3 months using marginal costing principles. Prepare a reconciliation of the profit or loss figure in the given in your answer together with an explanation of the reasons for the differences. The managing director of JMR Trading wants to use variable costing principle as the basis for both management accounts and the company's financial statements. Outline 2 reasons against this course of action. Right. Now, first we need to prepare using absorption costing principles. Now, in preparing profit statement using absorption costing principles, some basic calculations we may have to do before we go on to prepare the profit statement. First of all, we need to calculate the total cost. Total cost includes variable cost. The question has been clearly given some variable cost. Direct materials, 2 square meter into 4.2 dollars. So that will be 8.40. And then direct labor is 2 hours into 10.25. So that is where is that? Yeah, here. 2 into 10.25, which is 20.5. 20.50. And then let's pick the question. Yeah. Variable production overheads, 50% of direct labor. Variable overhead is 20.5 into 50%, which is 10.25. Now let's take the total variable cost. Direct material 8.40, direct labor 20.50, variable overhead 10.25. So we can take the total of these three. $39.15. Right. This is total variable cost. Now, under absorption costing, in addition to variable cost, we also need to factor or figure out the overhead absorption rate. Overhead absorption rate is calculated based on budgeted overheads divided by budgeted activity. The budgeted overhead in this example is, they say, $120,000. And this is absorbed based on output 60,000. So $2. So therefore, total cost is equal to total variable cost plus overhead absorption rate per unit. Now here one thing you all need to understand, that if the calculation what we have here is, instead of overhead absorption rate per unit, instead of overhead absorption rate per unit, if it is based on machine hours or labor hours, then we should be able to convert that to overhead absorption rate per unit, so that then only we can take the total. But in this question, it is coincident. So therefore, my total variable cost is 39.15 and overhead absorption rate per unit is 2, accordingly 41.15. is the total cost. Yeah, 41.15. We calculated this. Now we prepare the profit statement, but before then we can also do one more calculation. We need to calculate overhead absorbed. The calculation of overhead absorbed, the equation is overhead absorption rate into actual activity. We know that overhead absorption rate is 2. When what is actual activity? Let's find out. Production unit in April 5,400. So we need to calculate what you call overhead absorbed for 3 months. So I am now working for April. In April it is 5,400. So therefore 2 into 10,800. Then we need to calculate over or under absorbed overhead. How to calculate that? Overhead absorbed minus overhead incurred. So overhead absorbed is this answer. So we can take that down. 10,800 minus overhead incurred is the actual overhead for that month. So production overhead actually incurred, fixed production overhead 12,000. So there is something called under absorption because absorption is less than the actual. So this is known as under absorption. Under absorption. How much? 10,800 minus 12,000. 1,200. Okay. With this, we can complete the profitability statement. Now, let's work out April. Sales. How much is the sales? 4,800 units we sold and the selling price is 58. 4,800 into 58. 278,400. That is 58 into 4,800 minus cost of sales. In absorption costing, we just use the word cost of sales, same like financial accounting. Cost of sales include opening stock. Let's find out whether they have any opening stock. So, now if you look into this situation, examiner or this example, they don't speak about opening stock. So we have to understand that there is no opening stock. So opening stock is 0. Then production. We have made how many units production? 5,400 units. So 5,400 units into the total cost. We calculated the total cost here, 41.15. So how much? 5,400 into 41.15. 222,210. So, then we take the total of these two, that again 222,210. Then what we do is, then we subtract closing stock. The closing stock in this situation, if you see here, I produced 5,400 units and I sold 4,800 units. So there is a closing stock of 600 units. The closing stock is 5,400 minus 4,800. That is 600. So we need to value the closing stock using the total cost. So that total cost is 41.15. So let's multiply that into 41.15. If you do that, 600 into 41.15. So that comes to 24,690. $24,690. So we subtract this. So 222,210 minus 24,690 is 197,520. We take that answer here. That is my cost of sales. Please remember, in absorption costing, in addition to subtracting cost of sales, we also need to incorporate the under or over absorbed overhead. This, if it is under absorbed, this should be considered as an expense in the P&L. If it is over absorbed, should be considered as an income. So here we have to incorporate that. So 1,200, and that should be increased as an expense, so we should subtract both. So then we can now calculate the gross profit. How to calculate the gross profit? We have sales 278,400 minus 197,520 minus 1,200, 79,680. This is my gross profit. Now what we need to do, we need to subtract other expenses. What other expenses I have? If you go to the question, fixed selling overhead is 22,500. Fixed selling overhead 22,500, and also they have some other information. Sales commission 10% of sales value. So my sales value is 278,400. So sales commission 278,400 into 10%. That is how much? Into 10%, which is 27,840. Then we take the total of these two. If you take the total of these two, so what happens is that 22,500 plus 27,840 comes to 50,000 340. And when you subtract this, you get the net profit under absorption costing, which is 79,680 minus 50,340. You end up having a net profit of 29,000. How much? 340. This is the net profit under absorption costing for the month of April. For the month of April, this is how you do the absorption costing profit calculation under absorption costing. I will continue this question in the subsequent videos because of the time. So this goes on to 21 minutes. I will upload a continuation of this in 2 to 3 videos. Thank you very much for watching this. Please do share these videos and subscribe my YouTube channel, and also press that bell button so that any brand new content will be quickly notified to you all. Thank you so much.